Good morning to everyone. Thank you for coming in today. I think you have taken your time from your busy schedules to be able to be here for this particular webinar. I would, my colleagues Amrita, Karthik, and Rahul have been in touch with you with respect to this particular webinar, and the confirmations so far have been really helpful to help us set this webinar. Understanding that as partners for Bulwark in with our cybersecurity portfolio, it's important for us to work with vendors who typically are there in the market with the new age technologies, with new age solutions which address your customer needs and to be able to address the challenges that the customers are facing. With respect to this, for us, Ekran is one of the partners who Ekran System is one of our partners who has been with whom we have a very long-standing relationship. Specifically during the time of COVID, when the aspects of remote monitoring, remote activity monitoring was at peak. Ekran was one of the solutions that was very well adopted in the market. There were solutions, there were specific features that Ekran had as a user activity monitoring UEBA solution in the market that was very well accepted by customers. To begin with today, I would not take too much time so that you can have more time with Yavan, who's representing Syteca for this particular webinar on the solution on both the UAM part as well as the PAM part, PAM solution from coming from Ekran. To start with, being our partners for Bulwark Technologies, I'd like to give you an introduction about Bulwark Technologies. And then about Syteca, John will come in for representing Syteca, who's heading the operations here in India, and then hand it over to Yavan for the technical session for both PAM and for UAM. So talking about Bulwark Technologies, we are 25 years now in the market. Of business, 25 years since 1998 in the Middle East, covering close to about 13 countries in the Middle East. We started our operations here in 2017 in India. I head the operations for India. I'm based out of Bangalore. We work with an ecosystem of close to about 400 plus partners in India, with across a portfolio of close to about 18 solutions in the market on endpoints, on endpoint security, on the network side, as well as automation and automation aspects of cybersecurity. We are also getting into the new age technologies of addressing with AI solutions, AI solutions that help more in terms of cybersecurity aspects of it, as well as to be able to provide security solutions which monitor outside of the network or outside of the perimeter of the customer. So we have 700 dedicated partners in the Middle East. Here we have about 400 plus, 10,000 plus customers over the last 25 years. We have our association with 30 plus industry leading vendors, close to about 40 plus award-winning technology products in the portfolio. And we have, over a period of time, we have won various awards with respect to being a partner for many key vendors in the market. So what is that we bring value to you as a partner? Primarily is that with the cybersecurity products and solutions that is required in the market, understanding of the challenge of the customer is very, very important. The customers aspects are, they come in with challenges where they are sometimes very clear of what they require. Sometimes there are overlaps between or gray areas where the customer is looking at what they require and what needs to be addressed. There could be sometimes challenges where customers may be looking at things which are features of one solution or the challenges of one solution, but the features lie in another product or probably part of another product. So there are those are the kind of situations that we are seeing in the market in real time. So our initiative is always to work with the partner team. It's not probably possible for all sales guys to be equipped initially to talk about cybersecurity, especially with the technical people at the customer end, whether they are IT or CTOs or CISOs. So we had come in here and bridge that gap there with our pre-sales team to be able to understand what the customer requires, what is the pain point of the customer, what are the use cases of the customer, based on which we'll be able to do a pre-sale consulting for the customer to pitch in the right product along with your team. We do sales and technical training for our partners on a regular basis. We try to align with our partners on the strength of their operational expertise. So from our portfolio, with the products that could be aligning with your set of strengths, we were most open to be able to provide sales and technical training for your organization and the team which is handling the sales and technical aspects with respect to our portfolio. We are continuously engaged with our partners for providing demo and POC. So any product based on the need of the customer, we'll be able to do the necessary demonstrations. We have been doing this very, very regularly, and you can leverage on our technical team to be able to do those, conduct the demos for customers, and to be able to also post the demo if there's an ideal traction with the customer from a point of view of clarity of what the customer requires, as well as from the commercial aspect of it. We are open to POCs. We have been doing this very regularly as well. We have a dedicated marketing team, so we can do joint marketing and communication activities that is required, whether it is EDMs, whether it is creatives that need to be sent, that need to be published over LinkedIn or probably WhatsApp, or any other campaign that you would like to run in an offline mode. We are most open to be able to do that. Karthik is a person who from the marketing team who works along with. You can work along with him, or probably he can work with your marketing person if you have a dedicated marketing resource in your organization. We run partner loyalty programs regularly. So if there's any aspect of any product where we can run campaigns with respect to whether it is about discounts or whether it is about extended subscription times, or in terms of price discounts, we are most open to be able to do that as and when vendors or OEMs permit us to do that, as well as times of quarterly ends, we are able to do that as well. We have dedicated team for technical support from India, and also we are backed up by our team from the Middle East. So we have a 24/7 technical support available from our vendors, whether it's email, chat, support, phone, or here in India, we do it remotely, as well as we get that support coming from our vendors in India as well as from the overseas. And Amrita is my colleague who handles the channel. So there's sales channels enable sessions that are happening very regularly. If there is any specific product solution that you would like to get a hands-on or a preview into, please do let us know, and we'll be able to do that. We are very well equipped to be able to do that session for your teams. This is some of the awards and recognitions that we have won over the last 2 years. We have done more. We are part of GITEX and the other events that are regularly happening in the Middle East as well as here in India. So, if there are any offline events that you would like to participate in, do let us know. We can, join hands with you to be able to participate in those events. So that's my connect for you. Thank you very much for coming today morning. I think I've just gone past a couple of minutes in my time interval. Amrita is my colleague from the who handles partners. So please be in touch with her. If there is any aspect of support or anything that is required from either the sales or technical side, please do feel free to connect with me or Amrita at any point in time. Thank you very much for coming in, and I would like to hand over to John Wycliffe, who's based out of India, and he heads the Ekran operations for Ekran Systems in India, which is now renamed to Syteca. So thank you very much, and over to you, John.
Thank you, Prakash. Thanks a lot. Yes. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Wycliffe, Partner Account Manager with Ekran System for APAC. So we are thrilled to have you join us today to explore our Ekran's UAM and PAM solution and share insights from our expert speaker. So before we begin, I would like to introduce our speaker, Mr. Vahan Ture from Germany, who will be sharing his expertise with his today. And also I would like to thank our Bulwark team for their support in making this webinar possible. So yeah, during this session, you will all will have the opportunity to ask questions and engage with our speaker. So we encourage you all to participate and make most of this interactive experience. So yeah, let's get started. Thank you all for joining us, and we wish you a productive and informative session ahead. Over to you, Evan. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot, John. Thanks a lot, Prakash. It's a pleasure to see you all. Yeah, and yeah. So my name is Evhen. I'm sitting here in Germany and responsible for the global sales and business development. And brief recap of what has already been done. We have, as I remember, we have signed an agreement with Bulwark in 2018. So it's already like 6 years since our collaboration with Bulwark, but we were mostly concentrated on GCC market. So with Bulwark team in Dubai, we have closed several big deals and also expanded our represence over there. But somehow Indian market was out of sight from our side. That's why in the expansion phase now, Ekran, or I will tell about later why we're renaming to Syteca. Ekran is expanded to India, and now we have John, who is sitting based out of India and helping us to develop the market. So let me share then the presentation. Just a second. I'll try to figure out how to do this. Okay, and you should be able to see my screen now. John, can you confirm you see?
It's visible.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
So
Thank
let's go to agenda, like brief recap about Syteca, our product portfolio, the platform itself, success stories, and Q&A session. So the renaming of Ekran System into Syteca. The initial name Ekran was deriving from the French word screen, and the company has started as the screen capturing, like user activity monitoring only. Now we're expanding our portfolio, our product lines, and from this point, it is a time to change the name. So technically, nothing is changing. The team is the same. The product is, let's say, the same. The core product is user activity monitoring is the same. Only the name changes, so to reflect what is actually all about. And Syteca means system technology access. Yeah, so it's generally about the access to the sensitive information and also the monitoring of this access. As we understand, this our whole holistic view of our product is the full cycle insider risk management. Insider risk management means that we manage insiders, so people who work within the organizations or have the privileged access to, sometimes non-privileged access, but still the access to sensitive information. It can be subcontractors, third-party vendors, fourth-party vendors, and so on. And if we're talking about the 3 steps with what we're taking, it's deter, detect, and disrupt. And deterring means we verify their identities, we manage their privileged access. Detect means for us is monitor user activity, configure alerts, collect evidence, get notifications, and disrupt, respond to security events, investigates incidents, so we can block the user, kill the application, or notify the system administrator or the user itself. So Syteca, yeah, I would stick to the new name. Syteca offers a range of features to help organizations monitor and control user activity of their servers, for example. Yeah, and Syteca records all user activity on servers, on laptops, desktops, including keystrokes, commands, and mouse movements, and provides a video replay of the user sessions for easy analysis and auditing. Nevertheless, we have extended the functionality to the privileged access management. Actually, we already had some of the functions, but we have added like privilege, password management, password rotation, account discovery, and so on and so forth. So we are extending our capabilities of the core functionality of user activity monitoring to the privileged access management. But this is kind of extension, yeah. We also help to organizations to control the user access to servers or desktop laptops and restrict access based on location, device, and time. Yeah. So from this point, this insider risk management says about like, okay, we have the insider, how we can prevent of stealing the data information. We are not DLP. Please don't confuse us with the DLP solution. We are not DLP. We don't have these capabilities. We are so-called insider risk management, as the Gartner identifies us, and we are in the Gartner market guide for insider risk management. That means for us that password management, password rotation, multi-factor authentication, user activity monitoring, and even we have added the productivity monitoring as the separate line of business. And currently we offer the most advanced user activity monitoring, as we call it, on the market. And Syteca can also help you to bridge the gap between the traditional monitoring and privileged access management. We can monitor technically everything on the user side, yeah, what users do across devices and applications with keystrokes, logging, file access tracking, and network activity monitoring. And we can spot suspicious behavior based on, for example, predefined rules like this user is not able to open YouTube, is not should not be able to type, let's say, Notepad, yeah, and so on and so forth. So different rules. Based on these rules, we have the alerts. You define the severity of these alerts, and based on these alerts, what the actions you can do, like we can block the user, kill the application, notify the user and system administrator. What else we can do is that we have the live views. So generally, if you see suspicious activity, you have alert. The supervisor can click on the session and see what exactly this particular privileged or even non-privileged user is doing on the endpoint, laptop, desktop, terminal, server. And from this point, like as I mentioned, the system administrator supervisor can block the user. So our platform consists of 3 pillars or product lines. Is the core is user activity monitoring, everything about this, alerts in real time, searchable records. Yeah, you can download the whole session with screen capture, or you can do it without screen capture, only logs. You can search through based on keywords, like we have key login, keystroke monitoring, based on specific applications the user has opened, and so on. Yeah, privileged access management, like privileged account and session management, endpoint access management. Privilege elevation will come later, but currently is not available, but will come probably December this year. And remote privileged access management and MFA are already available. And the productivity monitoring, as I mentioned. So this combination can give you the holistic view of the user, of insider activity on your within the organization. Like if it's a privileged user, then you can manage their privileges. If a non-privileged user, you can manage their suspicious activity, I mean the user activity monitoring, and additionally, you have the productivity monitoring, you have the dashboard on the productivity. So using Syteca provides a range of benefits to organizations, including deter and prevent insider threats. And we help the organization to detect and prevent insider threats such as data theft, unauthorized access, and malicious behavior by monitoring user activity in real time and providing alerts and notifications. Some of the strengths like SSH monitoring, cloud monitoring, offline mode, and uninterrupted monitoring, and so on. Like our agents continues to monitor the user activity on the endpoint, even if the connection to the server is broken, and stores all the data. And after the connection is restored, it will send the data to the management server. So it's rule-based suspicious activity detection and blocking, as I already mentioned. We are enterprise-ready solutions. So some of the enterprises and governmental organization in the region, I would say not only globally, but also in the region are using us. These are governmental organizations, these are private oil and gas, and so on. We have really fast in deployment. It's an agent-based solution, so agent should be installed on the endpoint, and the installation lasts, I know, probably 20-30 minutes. It consumes very, very low memory, like 45 megabytes on the hard drive, and 0.1% of CPU. And of course, we help to comply. We ourselves, Syteca, is compliant to ISO 27001 and 9001, but our solution usually is used for the compliance purposes. That means that ISO 27001, NIST standard, I know some other local like PCI DSS, Swift CSP, so Swift is for the banking. Our solution helps organizations to comply with different regulations by utilizing different capabilities, like user activity monitoring, alerts, password management, password rotation, and so on and so forth. I'm here on the slide briefly, our customers. Visa is our global customer, Samsung, UPS, Panasonic. I would say Payoneer, Syteca Bank, some other banks. Most of our customers are coming from banks, financial services, and insurances. Because here are our 6 main industry. Because we are like our solution targets the critical infrastructure. Especially here in Europe, the new regulation will come in place this October. It's NIS 2. Network Information Security Directive, 2nd edition, which extends the list of critical infrastructure. So currently it's like financial services, healthcare, energy, public administration, government, military, telecommunication, but it extends to oil and gas, then transportation and waste management, and so on and so forth. So technically, all the critical infrastructure companies, they have to comply with this. And NIS2, this directive, is referring to the security for the third parties, so subcontractors. That means, first of all, what our solution can do is prevent entering subcontractors entering the server with unauthorized. So it's password management, multi-factor identification, and so on. But we also help to monitor their activity. So just a brief use case, like imagine you have the team of painters and you have the apartment, and you need to paint it. And you find the team of painters, they say, nice, okay, it would cost that much. You give them the key. So this is kind of privilege access for them, But you are leaving your belongings, your assets in this apartment, without any safe, without anything additional. At some point, this team of painters give the key to the plumbers just because they need to, remove some sink, the water tap or whatever, and need to find the plumber. And of course, they don't they approve it by us. We need the plumber. They call to the plumber. They give the key to him. The plumber comes, and then at some point, he breaks everything. And your floor is flooded, and you don't have any evidence. Who was it? When was it? You have the damage. So from this point, what our solution what our solution does is the key management. Generally, we know to whom we are giving the key. We give this privileged access, and we also kind of CCTV for the laptop, for the server. We can monitor and give you the visually structured evidence. Who was it? This plumber is, Jane Doe, and we know the name, we know this person, what exactly has happened, and after that, probably insurance will cover this, or definitely not. Yeah. So this is very simple example of what we are trying to do. And we will start with user activity monitoring, our core capability where we have started. Yeah. So what our solution can help you to do is to get a full and clear picture of each user's actions. Despite of several monitors, like usually programmers, for example, they use 2, 3, 4 monitors, we can monitor and we can capture all the information from all of them. We can monitor and record every action of privileged and non-privileged user accessing critical data centers through jump service, for example, or from their laptops, desktops, and so on. And we can perform search. This is very important, search through the user session. So you don't need to watch all the session. You just need to type, oh, plumber, yeah, in my apartment, plumber. Okay, we see the plumber, we see the timestamp, we see what the action has been done. You can search by URL, keystroke, title, application, and whatever. So to enhance the monitoring capabilities, Syteca provides searchable records of all user sessions. And this allows organizations to analyze the activity of privileged and non-privileged users through searchable video and audio records. By the way, there is an option that we can record the audio, but only after the additional authorization from our side, because it's very sensitive. And we need the signature from your side and like authorization from our side that you can record the audio, but this is an option. Yeah. So you can search for data based on the names of open files, entered commands, keystrokes, among other things. So this makes easier organizations to detect any malicious activity that might have been missed during real-time monitoring. And we also have CM integration, so you can ingest our data to the CM system. So privileged access management, another functionality which we are extending to. Technically, we already had this within our UAM capabilities, inside risk management, I would say, capabilities, but now we are extending this. So what we do is that we secure the access to your Active Directory environment as well as to Linux and Windows endpoints. Yeah, our solution supports many operation systems. And we don't support mobile devices, but Linux, Windows, Mac OS, VMware, Citrix, Unix, and so on are supported. Yeah. So we secure the web-based access, like secrets management. We do have this. There is an ability to specify endpoints that can be accessed by particular privileged users. Oh, yeah, this user can enter this user can enter this. So this option can be utilized by MSP, by managed service providers. Yeah, and we do have multi-tenancy for the MSP infrastructure. So technically, you can do this. Yeah. So password check-in, check-out, application credential broker, API service, and so on. Password management. This was already the function which was already there. So password vault, file transfer with WinSCP, enterprise workforce password management. What does it mean? It means the privileged user should not skip to separate password management solutions. I would not name it like LastPass, Keeper, and so on, but so they don't have to jump back and forth. Yeah, you can use our password management. You can share these passwords with colleagues. You can delete this part, revoke this password, and so on. So beside of the secrets management, you also have the workforce password management tool, which is in one environment, in one secured environment. So our application server can be installed in the DMZ zone. And from this point, you don't have to share your privileged passwords to any other applications, I would say. So password checkout features, it's automatic secrets password check-in after a specified period of time, and password rotation after a user finishes using it, and forcibly check in the password at any time to immediately disconnect the user from the secret, and password checkout. Just-in-time approach. This is very important, especially now in the zero trust era. Like it's manual access approval upon request. and time-based user access restrictions for enhancing the protection of critical data and systems. MFA, like pretty obvious thing, multi-factor authentication. You have the QR code, you have the application, you can scan it and get the access. Continuous monitoring of all privileged accounts. Yeah, so this is an option. You can switch it off, but generally what is our solution is mostly used for is for the continuous monitoring of privileged access, privileged users for the compliance purposes. Banks, financial services, governmental organizations, they require this. For the data privacy option, what we do have is the pseudonymization. This is one of the requirements in European Union, that if we monitor our employees, then the data should be pseudonymized. So in the case of data breach or malicious incident or whatever, there is an option that the system administrator wants to check the session, the user session, but the session is blurred. So they need to get an approval from the data protection officer. So that means that the system administrator sees the alert, the severity of alert is red, and then they go to the DPO saying, oh, I need to check the session of user 123. We don't know the username. We see only pseudonymized session, user 123. We see only the alert. And after that, the DPO gives the permission to watch the session for 24 hours. And of course, the investigator would check it and so on. So this is the functionality for the compliance with some of privacy regulations. And of course, you can generate various reports on the activity of privileged and regular users, which is usually utilized for the productivity purposes or for the security purposes or for the, I know, sometimes it's for optimization of workforce, like, oh, the guys doing the recurrent thing, like, I know, typing back and forth the same phrase, how we can optimize this. This is also an option like session monitoring. After that, you can check what is the recurrent action and I know, automate it. So real-time alerts and incident response, as I mentioned, like predefined rules. Yeah, there are predefined rules. You can set up the rules, like you are not able to open the YouTube chat in Facebook, type, I know, Notepad or whatever. And these actionable alerts are for the proactive system monitoring. Yeah, you can customize whatever you want, more or less. Yeah, and real-time incident response capabilities are, as I mentioned, I will repeat it once again, it's block the user, terminate suspicious processes, like kill the application, yeah, and send warning messages to users, and of course the system administrator receives the same message. So our strength for the PAM is lightweight software agent. We are still agent-based. We are working on the agentless option, of course. We have the fast deployment and easy maintenance. Yeah, probably some of the Bulwark colleagues have already seen that we are kind of very good responsive to the support tickets, to the feature requests. Some of the feature requests from the region have been implemented. Like, we are also like hearing our customers and our partners. Like, you should probably implement this and that feature, and the productivity. So user productivity was kind of requested or also partially from the GC region, yeah, from by the Bulwark team, like, oh guys, you need to extend your user productivity capabilities because it is requested here. Not only there, we also have it here in Europe. In Romania, for example, they have banks that require user productivity monitoring. So not only this. So we have highly optimized formats for compact data storage. You can also archive the session, sorry, and optimize the data. So IT compliance readiness, as I mentioned, we help to comply with different regulations. One of the main is ISO 27001, but also some different local regulations, which generally require like privilege management, privileged access management, session monitoring, and so on. We are enterprise ready. The scalability is up to 10,000 users with one application server, and we have a high availability mode, a load balancer, and so on. Yeah, and complete server and desktop operation system support. Yes, we are kind of probably unique on the market. In that meaning, like the functionality is almost the same. So the most of the use cases are like monitoring and auditing privileged user activity, which is the core functionality, securing critical endpoints and sensitive data, granular access provisioning, ensuring IT compliance and bypassing cybersecurity audits. I would say the user activity monitoring was mainly used for the compliance purposes. Securing remote employees and third-party access to your network, enabling rapid incident response and forensic investigations. As I mentioned, as soon as you see the suspicious activity, you can just block the user, download the session, watch the session, and see what has happened. So especially in this new directive here in Europe, Network Information Security Standard Directive 2nd edition, NIS2, it is crucial to report the data breach within 24 hours and report that you have started investigation within 72 hours. So our solution, this meaning, is kind of crucial because you already see the recording, you can check the session, and you can report directly, oh, guys, we have had the data breach, here was the fault, and so on. So this is kind of helpful. The productivity monitoring, yeah, one of the kind of fresh features, despite we already had this information and this data within our solution. So our configurable report helped to enable organizations to generate different type of reports and export them in a protected format for further analysis. So what else? It's easier and less time-consuming audits, reducing the effort required from internal and external auditors. And like you are a manager, you would like to know what your team is doing. Like, and for example, like HR team is allowed to watch probably job websites, yeah, and development team should not do this by any chance. You would not like the job the developer team would search like job during the working hours. For this purpose, like you can see the applications they are looking for. You can see the URLs they are working with, and also you can block these applications. You can block these URLs like job search. You can block the job search. For this is one of the productivity capabilities. Yeah, and as I mentioned, session recording, so you can analyze the session of your worker and see what they have been doing. We support Windows, Linux, Mac OS virtual machines, which is very, very helpful. And proactive alerts and blocking, we can help our productive or non-productive users to to be more productive by sending them notifications. Like, please don't go this way. Yeah, and of course you can set up the scheduled reports. Widgets in the management console can help you with the customizable reports. You can see the most used websites, the most used applications, and user productivity based on the like it's not kind of heat map. These are squares with a scale from red to green, like how they were productive, what time they were productive, and after that you can search through the session. So here are some things about the deployment scheme. We do have two options. One is the on-prem deployment. On-prem deployment is currently Ekran System application server should be installed on the Windows server. The Ekran System database is the MS SQL or PostgreSQL supported. And here, Ekran System Management Tool is the web-based tool. So on the local host, you can install. Our agents should be installed on the endpoints, Ekran System clients, so-called. Yeah, and on the desktop, you can see Windows, Mac OS X window. For the server, you see Windows, Linux, VMware, Citrix, Unix, and for terminals, Linux and Unix. From this point, I would say we support most of the operation systems, but no mobile devices. And also we have the SaaS deployment model. So our SaaS is based on the AWS offering. So you can have the private cloud. You can deploy this in your Azure or AWS, and we are in the app markets from them, Azure and AWS. Our own SaaS deployment is based on the AWS, and the advantage of this is that we can deploy it in the nearest, so closest to you, the data center. Generally, it's already there currently. What we offer, our SaaS, our data centers are here in Germany, in Frankfurt, from Amazon, and in the US. But technically, as I mentioned, we can deploy it in your nearest data center. So I hope we have some time, and we will talk about some use cases. As I already described it on the example of painting team, team of painters, but I would say it was let's say the realistic use case. Ginigar is the smart cover solutions. Is the company coming from Israel. They are doing plastic. So it's manufacturer plastic things. They are operating in 60 countries, and they wanted to secure and monitor third-party access. So generally, is the main use case all over the world is third-party access monitoring and investigation. So the challenge was to simplify the third-party access to the premises, to the server, and reduce the manual input, establish continuous monitoring of off-hours subcontractor activities, and upgrade login for detailed access and activity tracking. So this is kind of user activity, partially privileged access, partially productivity monitoring use case. So this is kind of so-called insider risk management. And the solution was to implement MFA and set granular third-party access rights. So MFA was a long time with us. Like, we were not presenting it as a separate PAM solution, but it was already there. And continuous monitoring of user activity is the core functionality of us, and searchable records of all third-party users' activity is also the core functionality of user activity monitoring solution at Syteca. As the result, it was the automated third-party access management workflow. So you don't have to input anything manually. You define the user has the MFA, logs in and gets into the system. Complete awareness of who does what within the monitored infrastructure. So we know the user and we know what they are doing on the endpoint. And of course, based on the predefined rules, we know what actually the user is allowed to do and not allowed to do. By the way, this solution can also allow list some applications to open, and from this point, this is very useful. Like, if the application, I know SAP, is not allowed to open, you will not open this application. Another use case is Syteca Bank, is the European bank. And as I mentioned, like most of the customers of Ekran System are coming from banks, financial services, and insurance. That means for us, Syteca Bank is the European, it's Spanish bank, and the use case is Swift CSP compliance. So the general challenge was to ensure the high level of financial data protection. But the core of it, what stands behind, is to meet the Swift CSP compliance. So the thing is that the Swift server is installed on the Citrix server, and the requirement says there should be a recording of all login attempts with optical character recognition algorithm, and log all user activity and forward records to the customer CM system for further analysis. This was our offering, well, technically user activity monitoring functionality from Ekran System, or Syteca now. So the result is the compliance with Swift CSP requirements. This is, I would say, in some of European banks and some of Northern African banks, this is the most common use case. Swift CSP compliance. There are some Swift bureaus, they offer Swift related services, so this payment messenger, yeah, and they purchase our solution and offer their service to these banks, to different banks like Egypt and some Lebanon and some other banks. And of course, the main thing is the transparency of users' activity within the Swift environment. Like we see everything what they are doing on the endpoint on the Swift server, and the ability to prevent and detect attacks in the Swift environment in the early stages. So additional benefit of our solution, not only like camera, but also the prevention of these things. So yeah, this is the feedback from Syteca Bank. I would say that for the partner sales enablement session, we have also the handling the objections slides, but I see that we don't have that much time. So probably I would skip them and tell you that there is a slide within this presentation that helps to get all the necessary information for your usage. One of the main things what we are relating to is the knowledge base. It's technical knowledge base. It is open. Yeah, it's here is the link to the knowledge base. It is open. You can read it. You can go through it. It's very comprehensive. And usually our partners, our customers, system administrator, the customers, they have all the answers within this technical knowledge base. Another useful document is a full feature presentation. Full feature presentation is like, I know 1,500 pages or whatever of all possible features of our solution. So if you are missing something, you can search through this presentation. It's also available on the website. You can search through, you can find the use case, you can find the function of our solution, and you can utilize it. Yeah. And of course, case studies. Case studies are also available on the website, and case studies within different verticals: governmental organizations, financial institutions, telecom providers, and so on and so forth. The very, very comprehensive blog posts about how we help to comply with ISO 27001, with NIST, with NIS2, and so on and so forth. Different use cases, different applicability of our solution. It's all available there. I would say the Q&A time.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you so much. Yeah, partnership, if you have any questions, you can shoot out here. Yeah.
Yeah, I request all the attendees who have any questions, they can use the chat panel.
One of the questions which I think one of the partners had asked us earlier is the aspect of the implementation process of Ekran on premise and cloud support, as well as the one of the features is the video recording. So how does that work?
Please specify. So installation
Yeah,
of
installation.
on-premise?
Yeah.
So installation is the zip archive. You download it, you unzip it, and you install it on the Windows server. You identify the network of your endpoints, and you install them over there. There is a silent mode for specific purposes, silent mode, stealth mode for the installation. But generally, if you're referring to PAM or UAM, UAM capabilities, you identify the endpoint and you install it on the endpoint as a super admin. That's basically it. For the SaaS, everything is in cloud except of the agent. So agent should be installed on the endpoint. So you as an admin of everything, you as the admin, you should install the it to the endpoint. Sorry, I just have forgotten the tool which helps to install it. Sorry. I mean for in the cloud. Yeah. Sorry for this.
So we have a question which says from Ayush, one of my customers looking for limit the users to see the saved password in browser.
Yes, that's the use case we are currently already having like secret sharing. So you don't share the credentials, you share the secret. You give the customer permission to access this website. So web secret technically, yeah. And the customer cannot track what the credentials are. They click on the website and click on the secret and get the access to the website. Yeah, this is already there.
Okay. One more question is in terms of the recording, the grayscale recording.
Grayscale, yeah,
You can
sure. This is this is for the saving of the memory. So generally is like we have 250 megabytes in the color, and for 8 hours of work of full record, and approximately, I know, 150 megabytes of grayscale. So yes, grayscale is available, and also you can set up the time when the screenshot. So technically it's a screenshot, and you can set up the time like every 1 second, every 5 seconds, every mouse movement or whatever.
Okay.
This can be done by PAM. Yes. I see the next question, like this can be done by PAM. Yes, this can be done by PAM.
One question which has also come up is how is the password vault in Ekran System protected?
It's an encryption. I don't have it in mind. AAS 250, like I will look.
AES 256 encryption.
256. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. This is encrypted. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions coming from any other partners? Okay. Thanks for that, Yaman. Okay, there's one question which has come. Does it have any digital consent mechanism?
Technically, we don't have implemented this, but like there is a pop-up message like you will be monitored, and generally it's kind of technical consent, digital consent.
So does Ekran support?
Yes, we do have CM integration. Yes, we do have.
Yeah. So the aspect of the monitoring, is that something that the user is periodically informed about, or is it something that is a one-time policy that goes out to the user to say that this is a system which is under monitoring? How is the user aware of that he's being monitored, or is it seamless? I mean, can you give some insight into that?
Both ways. Like you might not notify the user for the productivity purposes, for example, monitoring. And you, of course, like as I mentioned, you can notify the user like, dear user, you from this point you are being monitored. Like we can monitor on alert. For example, like the user is opening specific application, yeah, which is restricted by our rule, or that we define the rule that we only monitor this application, and the user starts to be monitored. Like here is the pop-up message, dear user, you are from now on you are being monitored just because you have opened this application. Yes, so generally this functionality is there.
Is there a possibility for the user to be able to see what the policies that have been set?
No. For the user, no.
Anything in there?
No. There is no option for the user to see all the policies. It's on the system administrator side. I mean the admin side. Yeah.
Admin panel.
Admin panel. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's nice. So thank you, Yaman, for recording activity for 100 users.
So you can calculate like assuming that we have 8 hours working day, and for these 8 hours of working day, on average, we have like 200 to 150 megabytes of storage for one user for the day. But please consider that if the user is using 4 monitors instead of 1 monitor, if you would like to see the screen caption in HD, it will require more storage. So if you would set up the grayscale, it would require less storage. So you can calculate, like, let's say 200 megabytes, one user a day. You can multiply, and you have 2,000. Sorry.
On a lighter note, Yavan, if the screen is smaller, does it make a difference?
Sorry, once again.
On a lighter note, if the screen is smaller, does it make a difference?
I actually don't know.
I don't think so. Does it make a difference if the screen is smaller, Evan? No.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Yeah.
that was on a lighter note. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so cool. That's nice, Evan, for you coming in. I know that it's very early for you there back in Germany. We've kind of just woken up to our coffee and breakfast. So thanks for being so generous to be able to come so early from your end. That specifically shows the kind of interest that you have towards the region in India, and we are likely to kind of extend the same kind of vibe, let us say, to our partners here in India and back to the customers here in India as well. And thank John also, because it's been a privilege to work with John in the last couple of months. There's been a lot of energy. There's there's a new way of kind of reaching out to the market, and we're seeing a lot of good vibe coming from the market with respect to this. And I thank all the partners who have joined in, each one of you individually. Feel free to connect with us. Now, with the DPDP Act coming in, also SEBI has sent out a framework yesterday with respect to the security aspect of it. If you would want that, I can share that with you all. So there's a lot of things that are happening in India right now with respect to the security aspects. RBI has guidelines, SEBI has guidelines, and the DPDP Act coming in. We would need more clarity on things that are happening here. Feel free to connect with us with the details that we have, specifically coming from our European and US vendors, like Ekran, with the GDPR aspect, and they have much more experience there. We will be able to do a much better work to be able to understand what the customers require from the new age challenges that is required from whether it's ransomware attacks or whether it is about monitoring, but also from a compliance perspective that is coming from the government regulators. So thank you very much for today, for your time given today to come for Ekran session. John, would you want to say anything?
Yes, Evan want to say anything. So I would like to thank the partners personally. So yes, so we'll be there by 3rd September. Yeah, Evan, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, we will be in India and Bangalore from September 1st until September 6th. So I will be physically present over there together with John. So technically, there is an opportunity to meet someone offline. So we would be happy to do this from September 1st till September 6th. I will be in Bangalore.
Yes, Evan. Some of our partners have already, kind of given us confirmation to meet up with you. So that's getting lined up. So we're going to be, yeah.
Great.
Thank you, Prakash. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yavan, and see you everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.